James Ham tweets out before the game, Vlade Divac is going to be at the game. So, all right, right before tip-off, I'm starting to scan around going, all right, where's Vlade sitting?
Not hard to miss.
Well, again, that wasn't the first spot I was looking at. I was not looking across from me and seeing where Vivek was sitting. I thought, okay, Vlade's going to be in the stand somewhere. Because, I mean, remember, he got let go. What was this, like August?
Yeah.
It hasn't even been a year yet. So he comes to the game. He's sitting next to Vivek. And then to the right of Vivek is Monte McNair.
Cute.
I was floored by this. I spent the start of the first 5 minutes of the game just watching this and watching the interaction because Vlade and Vivek were talking a lot. And then, like at a timeout, the three of them are talking. At one point, they stood up and took a picture together. I'm going, what the hell is happening? Just in what world? I know you're trying to downplay. Like, that's not a big deal.
No.
But hear me out, Morgan.
Okay.
In what sports world would this ever happen? Like, is there another city that you'd be like, oh, this makes sense, that the GM who had been here for 5 years or whatever gets let go and like 9 months later, he's like back at a game and then sitting next to the guy that said, see you later.
First, I'll say this. When Deuce was texting me live updates about every move that was happening, every time I think I responded with, wow. Like, it was surprising to me in a lot of ways. And then I reel things back and go, these are all humans. Understand Vlade and his relationship here. And the number one thing we always hear about Vlade Divac is how good of a guy he is.
Yeah.
That is truly what we always hear about him. And obviously, too, one of his goals when he was the GM was to build that positive culture. Sometimes he picked nice guys over the better guys. You know, you saw that is his personality. So for that to happen, and then when I really put that all together, I go, that's really cool. Good for them. I'm glad that they could make that happen. But at the end of the day, this is the sports world, and that's bizarre as hell.
It was bizarre, but the way you're exactly right. When you put that context with it, like Vlade is, I can tell you this. It's not like he wanted to go to a game. He wanted to go to an NBA game. And that just tells you the type of person Vlade is. He's like, I'm over it. Like, I did it. I'm here. I still had money on my contract, so I'm still making money. And I want to check out an NBA game and say hi to some friends. Like, after the game, Bagley, Heald, Luke, Bobby Jackson, Rico Hines, like people who had relationships with him went up to him after the game to say what's up. In fact, at one timeout, Vlade stood up and was talking to Buddy about, are you going to go out there and make a three or something? And then Buddy hits a three, and Vlade's got both fingers up, like celebrating the three. If anything, I kind of like the fact that Vlade was like totally cool with it because I think, look, he did not have a good run here as a GM.
Absolutely not.
But as someone who's been around watching the team for a long time, I do remember him playing here, and I remember what he meant to that team, the only winning team that the Kings have ever had. And he was a huge part of that and setting that culture as a player. And he was a really good player. He's an all-star. Like, so I can separate those things. It is funny. I mean, I'm not surprised he's back at the game. I guess I was surprised he was sitting next to Vivek with Monte McNair just chatting it up. Oh, nothing's here. And I was like, are they doing the over-talking thing?
Because they feel awkward silence. And they could have been. I love that this is like e-news status right now. We're breaking down the conversation, the hand motions. What were they saying? Well, either way, no matter what happened, they obviously put egos aside, everything else aside, and realize they can come together to do what they all loved, and that's watch basketball. That's be a part of basketball. And I think for Vlade, it really shows too what Sacramento Kings basketball means to him, even if he can look at this year and kind of go, ha, you guys still suck, you know? but like at the same
I don't even think he does. I think he legit wants him to do well.
I know.
And so I thought it was cool that he was there. Just, there's no other GM who would do that is my point.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. Former GM. If you got let go, you're not going back that next time to go sit courtside and watch a game, but that's how much he doesn't care what anybody thinks.
And if Monty thought it was weird and was like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna stay out of there, tonight and kind of watch from the suite or something because I just don't want that to be a story, then they would do that. But obviously it really, to all of them,
that's a good point.
Nothing. It really was just like,
or maybe Vlade is getting hired. He's going to be a consultant, and then he's on his path for his second tenure as Kings general manager.
Stop
that.
it.
I think honestly, that's part of the reason some fans are like, "Why is he there?"
And you don't have to. You don't
Vivek's
have to
talking to him a
speculate.
lot. Although we shouldn't joke too much because it would. You never know.
Honestly, if he came if he came back on payroll, like, well, he's already on payroll, I guess, but like with another little gig or something, it totally wouldn't.
He's technically on payroll.
That's why I said.
Yeah.
I said, well, he is on payroll, but I mean, this team does like to, or this organization likes to. They value their former players, and obviously, when they even valued him as high as thinking he could be a GM in this league, like that's just how they look at a lot of their guys. And so I wouldn't be surprised if anything happened, but I also don't overthink it. Don't like not be able to sleep at night thinking about what the hell they were talking
Definitely
about.
one of the more unusual things you would see, though. It would not happen in any other. I guess it's tough to bring that example up because like Vlade is a former player here. So I guess you know who would do it?
Who?
The only other example I can think of, Magic Johnson.
Okay.
Magic Johnson would sit courtside next to Jeannie Buss.
That's what I was like.
Don't
trying
you
to think of players like Danny Ainge or like anyone else.
Yeah, that's so tough to see. Yeah, but like Magic,
100%.
I wonder if he has been. Like he might have already been there.
Right, and it's not even a story.
Yeah.
So
it was just pretty interesting to see.
it was probably the funnest angle about this entire game. So I was glad it happened.